Sometimes success isn't about a big, loud moment. Sometimes it's just about taking one step more when you feel completely empty. This is the story of a man who was ready to stop until one small decision changed everything. Let me tell you about Ethan. Ethan wasn't lazy. He was just tired. For years, he worked hard, doing what everyone told him was right. Wake up early, go to work, pay the bills, repeat. From the outside, his life looked perfectly fine. But inside, he felt stuck. Every day was the same. The same streets, the same job, the same hollow feeling. At night, Ethan would sit alone and ask himself, is this really my life? He used to have dreams, not big ones. But time slowly buried them under layers of responsibility and fear. He started to tell himself, maybe dreams are just for other people. One morning, everything felt heavier than usual. Ethan woke up late. His body felt slow, but his mind was racing with anxiety. On his way to work, the train stopped suddenly. Delays, noise, frustration all around him. As he stood there, surrounded by tired faces, something inside him just broke. He thought, I can't do this anymore. That day at work was a disaster. He made small mistakes, but they added up. His manager pulled him aside and said, you don't seem focused lately. Those words hurt more than any anger could have, because they were true. That evening, Ethan decided to walk home instead of taking the bus. With every step, his thoughts grew darker. What's the point? Nothing ever changes. Maybe I should just stop trying. When he finally reached his building, he stood still, his hand on the door, his heart heavy. And for the first time in his life, he truly considered quitting. Not just his job. Everything. Ethan collapsed onto the stairs of his building, his head in his hands. He felt like he was running in circles, constantly giving his energy but getting nothing back. He remembered all the times he'd stopped just before finishing something, all the times he'd said, I'll do it tomorrow. And suddenly, a painful thought hit him like a ton of bricks. What if my life never changed? Because I always stopped one step too early. That thought terrified him. He looked up at the stairs in front of him, just a few steps to his apartment, and he whispered to himself, one step more, that's all. Instead of staying there, defeated, Ethan stood up. He took one step, then another. That night, something small but incredibly powerful happened. He opened his laptop, not to escape or waste time, but to look again at an old idea he once loved, a simple skill he had always wanted to improve. He told himself, just one step more tonight. No pressure, no big, grand plan, just 1 hour. That 1 hour turned into 2, and for the first time in years, Ethan felt alive. The next day, the urge to quit came back, fear returned, and doubt followed close behind, but he remembered that feeling of being alive. So he took one more step. Again, days turned into weeks. Ethan kept his promise to himself. It wasn't about being perfect. It was just about making progress. Some days, he failed. Some days, he was exhausted. But instead of stopping, he started asking himself a new question. What is one more step I can take today? He started learning, practicing, and quietly sharing his work. There was no applause, no attention, but something was changing inside him. His confidence grew. His energy returned. Months later, a small, unexpected opportunity appeared. Someone had noticed his work. Ethan's first instinct was to say no. Fear whispered, you're not ready. But then he remembered his rule. One step more. He said yes. That single yes changed everything. Not overnight, not magically, but steadily. Ethan's life slowly transformed. He built new routines, met new people, and found a new sense of purpose. He didn't become famous or rich, but he became proud of himself. One evening, he found himself standing on the same stairs where he had once almost quit. He smiled softly and thought, if I had stopped that day, I would never be here. If you're feeling stuck right now, listen to this very carefully. You don't need a miracle. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need one step more. When your body tells you to stop, take one more step. When your mind screams at you to quit, move forward once again. Because sometimes, your entire life is waiting for you, just one step after the moment you almost gave up. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with someone who might need to hear it. See you next time.